We need more than one. We need them!
It's finally here. Let's dive into the conclusion of the Thundermans' return. We are about to unravel the shocking secrets and promising cliffhangers of this superhero saga. Well, guys, that was nostalgic. The Thundermans' return has been finally released. It has been a long time since we all watched the final episode of the series, and the movie surely took us back to some simpler times. The best thing about it was that the entire cast returned to reprise their roles, and seeing them all grown up made me quite emotional. If you haven't watched the film yet, it is better to leave this video for later because we are about to discuss some major spoilers.
Hey, Blue Flame! We can do this the easy way or the hard way it is. To the sky!
So, the movie starts out in Metroburg, where meteors are about to destroy the city. Citizens start to panic, asking for help of some superheroes. And one of them says, "We need more than one, we need them," and boom! The T-Force, aka the Thundermans, appear. The movie reintroduces us to our beloved superheroes, and Phoebe and Max are said to be the co-captains of the T-Force. Each of the family members fights one meteor at a time as they manage to save the city for the 100th time.
Dad, you got this.
Welcome to Earth. Try the punch!
The movie then continues in their Metroburg home, where the family celebrates their successful mission. Max is on a live stream with his fans. Phoebe is doing her own thing. Nora and Max are desperate to make some new friends, and the parents just want to lead a normal family life. They are happy that they are no longer having to hide their identities as they did in Hiddenville, though. Max and Phoebe seem to have forgotten about their family as they only care about fame and recognition. And while Barb and Hank prepare for family night, something terrible happens.
Come on, team. Let's help them pack their junk.
Oh, hold me back.
No, hold me back. I'm sorry.
There is a crime alert, and while the parents don't take this thing seriously, Phoebe and Max are hesitant to solve the crime. They turn on the street camera and notice there's a villain named Blue Flame robbing a bank. Barb and Hank are not really into going out and solving the crime themselves, so Barb asks the assistant who is on call tonight, and she replies, V-Team. The V-Team. The V-Team plays a key role in the movie. They are this new superhero team that apparently fights crime and makes songs. They look a bit cringe in the video shown at the beginning of the movie, but they prove to be quite talented a bit later. Anyways, the family gets to the crime scene, and Phoebe orders the T-Force to block all exits.
I mean, superheroes help people, right? So I'm gonna figure out how I can help people here in Hiddenville.
Loser talk!
The V-Team is also on the crime scene, and they tell the Thundermans to back down, but Phoebe and Max refuse to do that, and the whole thing escalates. All of a sudden, Max's jetpack causes Max to spiral. He then runs into a giant donut, and the donut falls into a meteor of the V-Team. Blue Flame, the villain they all attempted to catch, tries to escape, but then gets hit with a plasma blast and is captured by the V-Team. The Thundermans have failed to solve the crime.
I told you our kids wouldn't let us down. Now please, take off those hideous disguises.
They arrive home, and the super president Kickbutt comes to inform them that she has already heard about their failure, and they are all fired despite being the most successful superhero team in history. I have to admit, this is a bit dumb. I mean, this is only one mistake. I believe everyone makes mistakes, and getting fired because of a donut falling on one of the members of the V-Team seems a bit ridiculous. Anyways, President Kickbutt seems determined in her decision and tells the family that they are going to be replaced with the V-Team. Oh, she also informs them that they have to turn in their super suits and be out by noon tomorrow.
I guess we're going with powers. I'm Billy Thunderman, the fastest dude on Earth.
Then we get this huge wave of nostalgia as the family moves back to Hiddenville. Like, seriously guys, seeing the entire family back in Hiddenville made me so emotional. Nevertheless, it seems like every family member wants different things in life now. Max and Phoebe are not happy with getting fired. Barb and her husband are enjoying their time back in town, and Nora and Billy are excited to finally be going to high school and trying to make some friends. Max and Phoebe, however, are determined to use their superhero powers for something good, Phoebe adds.
Are you kidding me? Are you two the siblings of those other ones?
You mean Max and Phoebe?
No, those two delinquents ruined my life.
The two of them regret losing their jobs and are trying to find a new job. And then we see several scenes with some fan favorite characters from the original show, including the one and only Dr. Colosso. One thing I didn't really like about the Thundermans' return is the fact that it is entirely aimed specifically at the people who grew up watching the TV series when it was airing on Nickelodeon. People who have never seen a single episode of the show will have a difficult time watching the movie.
Freak Claw Island.
Of kicking your fake British butt.
Guys, let's settle this like we used to at Camp Evil Weevil.
As for Dr. Colosso, Max tells him everything that happened, and he tries to be sympathetic towards Phoebe, but yeah, that's a bit different considering their dynamic. Are you guys ready for more superhero secrets? Hit subscribe to never miss out on the action as we continue with the ending of the Thundermans' return. As mentioned before, Phoebe and Max are looking for a job with which they will be able to use their superpowers. Max decides to use his superpowers to get a job to help rebuild the Max brand, while Phoebe reunites with Cherry in Splatburger. Man, I am so glad they included Cherry in the movie. Anyways, they are happy to see each other after all this time. They of course take a reunion selfie. Phoebe then says how she wants to get a job where she can help people, and Cherry says she has a job where she helps people and shows her Splatburger shirt. This suggests they should work together, and Phoebe accepts a job as a waitress at Splatburger. We also get to see a Mrs. Wong cameo, who is basically the same character she was in the series.
Harry! Reunion selfie!
She even says seeing Phoebe back brings back a lot of bad memories. Anyways, Max and Phoebe both discover that V-Team are actually villains who try to destroy their world by creating tens of thousands of supervillains. The two go back to their place in Metroburg trying to find the V-Team members and stop them from doing something evil. The big twist in the movie is that Dark Mayhem Jr., Krondor, and She-Crab are the children of, that's right, Dark Mayhem, Krondor, and He-Crab. Anyways, Phoebe and Max end up stuck in Dark Mayhem's place and are tortured by Dark Mayhem's devices. The two can't escape. In the meantime, the V-Team is searching for the superpower plant seeds that have the power to turn a human being into a villain or a superhero. The red seeds turn people into villains, while the blue seeds turn people into superheroes. The V-Team manages to take the seeds, but one of the plants falls into the Thundermans' home. Characters like Cherry Steinfeld, Mrs. Wong, Oyster, Gideon, and the Principal Bradford gain superpowers after the Thundermans feed them blue seed pods from the power plant, and they help the family save Max and Phoebe. Luckily, the family transports into Dark Mayhem's place and saves the two siblings, but they now have to stop the V-Team from turning tens of thousands of people into villains.
We have to get our jobs back! I know!
Mrs. Wong made me use my freeze breath to make burger grease slushy.
Use my heat breath to make homemade candles.
They quickly go to the villains, and there's a very exciting action scene in which the family finally defeats the V-Team, but near the end of the film, Dark Mayhem Jr. sends the drone with the seeds flying all over town and turns tens of thousands of people into villains. After some convincing, Max, Phoebe, and baby Chloe, she's no longer a baby, go and stop the drone from turning all these people into evil villains. The movie ends on a positive note with the family celebrating their successful mission, and President Kickbutt goes to inform them that they have their jobs back.
So I guess you know our secret. That you're weird and lame? That we're the children of...
Dark Mayhem, King Crab, and Strongjaw?
Dang it!
The family decides to stay in Hiddenville, though, and work from there. I gotta say, there was a great character development in Max and Phoebe. They finally realized that they should put their family first. However, the last scene of the film features Dr. Colosso talking with a shady person on the computer. The person says, "We've been watching you, Colosso. My colleagues and I were wondering if you would be interested in a little assignment." To which he replies, "I am listening." This confirms there are more villains, and the Thundermans are likely to go on another mission in a potential sequel. And that's a wrap on the Thundermans' return. Thanks for joining us on this superpower journey. See ya!
Oh, you did it! You saved the world!
Here's these, Dad.
Also, I was wrong. This one's gonna be the best soup ever.